Hi, Greg Alderman. Welcome to One Voice Board. This is part 3 of the sports team metaphor. If you haven't watched those, make sure you go back and watch those first two. You can find the links to them below. All right, I want to dive right in. I want you to imagine our team, and we're trying to organize our team to score. Now, I used a football metaphor in the previous one, but for this purpose, I'm going to use the concept of a soccer goal, okay? So I want you to imagine a soccer goal. And we need to put the ball in the net. That's the purpose of the team in order to win the game. They need to keep the other team from scoring, and we need to try to put the ball in their net. If you've ever watched soccer at different levels, this is going to totally make sense to what I say to you next. I remember one of the most painful times of watching my kids play soccer was when they were about 3 or 4 years old. You know why? It didn't matter what you told them about trying to organize them or teach them the game. They ran around in a big mob, every single one of them chasing the ball. I shouldn't say everyone ran around in a big mob, because some of them were more busy chasing butterflies rather than moving around trying to get the ball. And every once in a while, the ball would squirt out by dumb luck, and one of the kids would get a breakaway and score a goal. That's typically how it would happen. It was always, by the way, hysterical to see what the goalie would try to do in that circumstance. But the point was, at 3 and 4 and 5 years old, the organization was not very good. Now, I want you to imagine with me if, as those kids developed, they continued to play the game that way. Do you think the other teams would be playing the game that way? No, they would get creamed. They'd either stop playing the game altogether, or they would go out on the field and lose every single time by a monstrous number to 0. Because everyone knows if you're playing the game this way, not only is the other team going to score a lot of goals, but you're never going to score. Let me tell you, if you play the game like that, it doesn't take very long to become discouraged. Sadly, if we're honest, that's exactly the way a lot of churches are playing the game. They're just throwing the ball on the field and sending their people on the field and telling them to go score a goal without teaching them how, without developing them as a team, without equipping them for the work that they need to do. Now, as the kids got older, one of my sons played a lot of high school soccer. And of course, I've watched a lot of soccer through my life. I'm sorry for you English fans out there, or worldwide fans, football, okay? As I've watched those better teams, they're not only filled with better athletes. But pause with me for a moment, because you're going to understand what I mean by this. I saw plenty of high school teams with one great athlete who could dominate a game by themselves. But those teams would always get beat, the team with the one great athlete, those teams would always get beat by a better organized team, even if the better organized team didn't have as good of quality of athletes. Why? Because organization matters. How the team plays together matters. And a smart team just minimizes the effectiveness of one great player and takes it away from that other team and exposes the weaknesses. What I'm, of course, making an analogy for is this. As pastors, we need to train our people to build up their bodies like a strength coach, a trainer. We need to have a strategy for how they organize. We need to have a skill developer for how they pass and shoot. And of course, we need to have an overall idea of how we're going to organize the team in order to score a goal. There's a lot that could be said on that, different formations, other things like that. But stay with me here on just this last part of the metaphor. If your purpose is off even a little bit, no matter how well equipped your people are, they can make a great shot, a nice strong shot, but it didn't hit the goal. This can happen a lot in our churches. We're super proud of ourselves for putting on an incredible program that doesn't accomplish the purpose for why we're there. I'll never forget, when I first came to my previous congregation, there was a group of people who told me about a program the church used to run. This incredible program with a choir for youth that traveled all over the state and sometimes even different parts of the country. They were so proud of this ministry. And they wanted me to bring it back. So as I was listening to the different people tell this story with great, fanfare and nostalgic looks in their eyes, I happened to meet up with a guy who used to run that program. And I said, hey, there's this program where this choir used to go all over the state, sometimes elsewhere, and people rave about it and they want me to bring it back. And he looked at me and he said, Greg, don't do it. He said, that program almost killed me. Let me tell you why I finally put a stop to it. Not only was I burning out, but more importantly, we weren't accomplishing the main thing. Oh, sure, the kids got together and they had a great time, but we weren't leading people to Christ. We were just doing great fellowship. We were just doing great singing. We made a lot of people happy, but we weren't discipling kids to go out and share their faith. When I heard that, everything clicked. It doesn't matter how strong the shot is if it's not on goal. Now, sometimes, like that youth soccer analogy, sometimes your people can score a goal on accident, dribble one across the line, broken play. That's awesome. We should always celebrate a goal being scored, but let's not kid ourselves. We shouldn't act as if scoring a goal on accident was actually on purpose. You see, what we want our people to learn is how to take strong shots on goal with the greatest chance of success. Imagine with me a team that is always moving the ball around and puts it in perfect position to take a strong shot or an easy tap in because now they've got the defense out of alignment. A strong shot is also a shot that I can just tap in because my teammate set me up into a great position. You see, as a church, if we're going to be honest, we've got to be teaching our people to understand the difference about what looks like a strong shot, what's a weak shot, what's a non-shot, not even having the ball, and of course, what's a strong shot but actually a miss. I could give you plenty of examples. In fact, I bet you could probably think of plenty of examples of each of these ideas. But I want to leave you with this. Never forget this as a church board. You are the ones in the life of your church who insist that the reason to play the game is to score the goals. You're the ones that realize what scoring a goal looks like. It's making disciples who go out and live the life of Jesus among the people God has put in their life, sharing the good news of the kingdom. Disciples are focused on the people that God has put in their life, their friends, their neighbors, their coworkers, their family members who don't know the Lord. And they're taking strong shots to try and share the love, acceptance, and forgiveness of Jesus with those people. I hope you realize that you're the board that champions that idea. You partner with your pastor and you hold them accountable to fulfill that purpose. Hey, if you find this helpful, let me know. Or if you have questions further about this that maybe I can be of some good service to you, don't hesitate to reach out at greg@onevoiceboard.org.